It's showtime!
Okay, so the first character I'm looking forward to see in Street Fighter 6 is technically a character I'm not really counting in this list, just because we know this character is going to be in Street Fighter 6 eventually. It could be Season 3, Season 4, Season 5. We know this character is going to be in Street Fighter 6, but it's still a character I'm looking forward to and hope to see in this next season, and that character is Sakura. Saying Sakura is going to be in Street Fighter 6 is like saying Akuma is going to be in Street Fighter 6. It is a shame that both of these characters were DLC in the last game and they're going to be DLC again, but it is what it is, and I don't care about all the Sakura haters saying that Sakura is just Ryu but a girl. Listen, that is schoolgirl aura. Let that Street Fighter collab drop in Fortnite again. I am copying that skin ASAP. I am not missing that skin again. So the first character I'm really counting, I do have to preface this character. A lot of people, including myself, want to see this Third Strike character, that Third Strike character being Sean. A lot of people want to see Sean in Street Fighter 6, but the problem with that is he has not been in a Street Fighter game in over 20 years. And that is a real shame because, you know, people have been born and became adults since then, including myself. So it is kind of hard to see that vision. Like, if he gets added to Street Fighter 6, I would be happy. But I am a super nerd, a super Street Fighter nerd, so I know who Sean is. The problem is that new gen fighting game players do not know who Sean is. So I just feel like, even though it would be hype for old heads and super nerds like myself, I just don't think it's enough. It's not enough for this next season to be hype. I feel like Sean would be hype for a lot of people, but also disappointing for a lot of people as well. So I'm going to preface this and move this to his older sister, Laura. Out of all the Street Fighter 5 characters, I do like Laura. All the newcomers, I mean. I did like Laura, and plus I feel like Laura is kind of bad, and I'm not talking about tears, you know what I'm saying? So picture this. Imagine you have a sister, an older sister, right? You tell your friend, say, hey, why don't you come over, you know, let's hang out, let's play some games, blah 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 blah. That friend says, is your older sister about to be there? Listen, if your older sister was Laura, I promise I would be asking you that every single time. I promise. And let's talk about competitive history. Comparing Sean and Laura, I feel like Sean is trash in Third Strike, and I know people say he was good, and I can't remember if it was like the first Street Fighter 3 iteration or second Impact. Listen, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're good in those games, you might have been good in Street Fighter 1. And I'm saying that as no one played those games. People only played Third Strike. So it doesn't matter if he was good in the first iteration of Street Fighter 3 or second Impact. It does not matter, because in the final product that most people play, he is trash. And we cannot say that about Laura. I can't remember what year Laura was in the finals for Evo. Hey, you know, it is what it is at this point. I just feel like Laura overshadows Sean. I'm sorry for all the Sean fans out there. And like I said, if he gets into Street Fighter 6, I would be happy too. I'm just saying, I would imagine Laura would be the better pick. So this next character is a Street Fighter 2 character. And I'm not a big fan of Street Fighter 2 just because I feel like a lot of characters in this game stereotype. Not only within the characters themselves, their playstyle too. I have no idea why E Honda is in Street Fighter 6. I think over my playtime in Street Fighter 6, I've only faced maybe like 5 E Hondas at best. That's me being nice too. I don't know why E Honda's in the game. They made him DLC in Street Fighter 5. They must have looked at sellers, said no one buy E Honda. Let's just make him part of the base roster in Street Fighter 6 so we can get more people to play E Honda. This Street Fighter 2 character I'm speaking of is Sagat. And I recently got educated on this character because recently CVS 2 got re-released in the fighting game collection. This character is a menace in CVS 2. This man has outrageous reach. He can zone. He can do everything good. I think if Sagat was in Street Fighter 6, his drive rush would have to be non-existent. Because imagine that reach from CVS 2 and Street Fighter 6. It would be insane. I would love to see Sagat. I remember playing Street Fighter 5 with a friend. This was before Sagat was DLC again. It sucks that we are in 2025 where companies say you bought it once, you'll buy it again. It sucks, but it is what it is. We still got to make this list. But I remember playing Street Fighter 5 with a friend, and he was like, "Where's Sagat?" And that surprised me because, you know, I wasn't really a big Sagat fan, but he really wanted Sagat, and I had to tell him, say, yeah, Sagat's not in the game. And he was so upset about that. He barely touched fighting games, but he loves Sagat. I think this is a great casual character. And again, why is he Honda in the game when there's characters like Sagat? Like I forget his name, the guy that looks like Bruce Lee. Out of all the Street Fighter 2 characters, E Honda. I want to say Blanca too, but you know, people like Blanca for some reason. People like the Green Gorilla. Okay, so these last two characters are Third Strike characters. I would love to see Dudley in this game. I wasn't a big fan of him in Street Fighter 4 just because I didn't like his voice lines. It's like, this is different than how he sounds or it's different than what he sounds like in Street Fighter 3. I don't know how to describe it, but I just feel like Dudley in Street Fighter 3 is just way more swaggier than what he is in Street Fighter 4. And plus, I love seeing Smug play Dudley. I need Dudley to be in Street Fighter 6 so I can watch Smug play a good boxer that's not Ed. I'm sorry, Ed's not it. Well, let's get a real boxer in the game. Now this last character, people may dislike me for saying this character. I watched a video from Justin Wong. He went around asking pro players what character they would not like to see in Street Fighter 6 or Street Fighter period. Like, they shouldn't come back ever. And most of these players said this character. And me as a casual player, I love that. I want to see pro players stressed. I want to see them deal with situations I don't have to deal with on an everyday basis, because I play the game for fun. The shackles are free from my wrist. That is their problem alone. And this character is Makoto. I don't know how this character would be OP in Street Fighter 6, especially without a traditional stun bar. I feel like maybe in Burnout this character would be crazy, or definitely in Burnout it's probably crazy, but as long as you have drive meter, I don't know how this character would be crazy. But I would love to see Makoto. With them being upset that Makoto should not come back, this character should absolutely come back in the character swaggy. I'm gonna just drop this clip.
Oh man, this is a scary.
Here we go, people.
This is terrible.
RX hasn't thrown one fireball. He knows better. Oh my God! This life bar stealer! They ought to lock this goon out. Somebody call the police.
Another one.
Hey!
God damn! Come on! He's laughing. All the players are hugging and laughing.
They ought to lock this goon out.